What's up, guys? Back with another episode. This time it's a whole voiceover because somehow 3 hours of me talking got deleted. But to start things off with today's episode, let's get a little crazy and summon the Eye of Cthulhu. Because why not? Like I said before, it's a lot of fun, so let's do this. So obviously, I waited for him to come. Then I shot him a few more times, you know. I made him my little baby boy. He can't do nothing against me. Oh, you're gonna try to eat me? Well, you ain't chopping on this. Oh wait, but like I did kind of get hit that time. But you know, don't worry about it. But yeah, we ultimately defeated it. It was nice and easy. Got some Crimtane ore. You know how it normally is. So my next sort of thing I wanted to do was come up here and look at this Tinker's Workshop. Someone told me that I can combine my accessories, which is crazy. So what I did was I gathered all of them up, and I could make some climbing gear with those two things and Sweetheart Necklace. And it was so nice to be able to combine these things. Well, anyway, I organized my stuff. It was pretty good. And I started heading back down to the Underworld because we're going to be exploring that. And here's just a little quick 20-second clip of a 3 to 4 minute trek down. And I'm telling you, I had to do this maybe like 5, 6, 7 times because I kept dying. And I was slowly losing my mind. And I was raging so hard. But now we're down here, so let's get to this exploring and see what type of treasure we got in this place. When I got to the next building, I got a little tired, so I had to sit down, man. Dude, dungeon crawling is just so exhausting, so I had to sit. Found some hellstone ore. Didn't realize that it spawns lava, so I burned to death pretty much, and then these dudes just finished me off. Like, first death in the Underworld. Oh my god. Little did pass me know. There was like 20 more deaths. When I grabbed a clock, placed it on the building, and we went back down to the Underworld. Grabbed this hell forge so that way I could use it. And in the chest, I found an even better bow than the bee's knees. It's the frickin' Ruthless Hellwing bow. And I got more loot and even more loot. I shot this dude. Couldn't hit a single shot because his bow sucks. Like, where is it aiming at? Almost died to that. It was really nice. Almost dropped my sword because I don't know how my buttons work. And I died because I didn't know where my buttons were. And that was so dang annoying! Well, when I got back to the overworld, I made a lightsaber that's so slow. Like, why does this game hate me? I organized more of my stuff, and then I chopped some trees down because I was going to make a platform across all the lava. Didn't realize this building burns, so I died, almost died to it. I was close. I survived still. Got more loot, even more loot, and I just kept exploring until I found this biome. It's like a tree forest underworld type place. It was pretty cool. Found more loot. Gotta love it. And couldn't hit a single shot again because his bow sucks. Like, where is it aiming at? Got more hellstone. You know, that's awesome. And then fell into lava, and then somehow I died. I don't even know how I died here. Like, what? Realized that my mistake was not having the flame lash, so I put that on. And then while I was doing stuff, I threw a dynamite. Don't even know why. And it just made a huge hole in my plate. After my long trek down, I found a chest that was clearly booby-trapped. Like, it's so obvious. And my freaking idiot self was like, oh yeah, let's touch it again, and just die. But I got the loot from that. Had to make all the way back down that stupid trek. Hey, and look at this. I finally used a potion like a good boy, and I can actually explore this place. Hallelujah! While traveling, I found a voodoo demon, and if I wouldn't have caught that thing as it fell, we would be dead because the wall of flesh would have spawned. I'm glad. I found a really cool lance in this chest, and I decided also I wanted to dig down and try to find obsidian. And, you know, I dig down. I couldn't find anything. Couldn't find any obsidian. I was pretty upset. But I just, you know, left. And I tried an invisibility potion. It was pretty cool to say the least until I got still attacked, got hit, and lost my invisibility. But I traveled to the very end to the left. And I was like, alright, let's start building this platform across the entire underworld. And it was going pretty good until we found this fire imp. And, oh, I misclick. And you know where I get spawned? I get teleported straight back to home. What the heck? At this point, I probably was yelling and screaming And probably my reaction would have been like, no! No, 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 no! Never again will I have that by my platforms. Never, ever again. I was so fed up with traveling down that stupid route that I was like, let's just bomb a whole path just straight down. And so I did just that. And I bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed and bombed away until I stumbled upon some water, so I had to drain it. And at this point I needed to restock on supplies, so I did just that. And I fell and fell to my death. I died in my own pit. But I kept bombing until I found this little treasure trove with a life crystal and some obsidian, which was awesome. So I just mined all that away. But I guess at some point I didn't realize that I could drown by being in this water, and so I did just that. I died and I drowned 2 times in this cave exploring. But I crafted a ham axe from that. Went back down to my cave, found some more obsidian, yeah. And then I kept bombing away. But I reached this lava pit and it was not budging. It was taking so long. And so then I just went around it and then ended up at the other side. And I just kept bombing and more bombs away. And then I finally made it down to the track, to the bottom, right next to the Underworld. So we finished our path. But remember, we got teleported. So I was trying to make my way back all the way to the left. And then I was like, wait a minute, how much further do we have left? And we have like the whole map. And I was like, there's no way we're going all the way over there. I was actually going to crash out. So I was like, let's just make our platform. And we did just that. And I just kept going, making more. Got interrupted so many times by those dang flies. But I kept building away. And I was doing pretty good. Until the worst thing happened to me. A party was being thrown at my house when I wasn't even invited. So I had to give William a piece of my mind. And I looked at him dead in the eyes and I shot him 3 times. Bah! 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 How dare you! Have fun walking. But I mean, he invited a random slime we haven't even met and the traveling merchant. Why wasn't I invited? And so to solve my problems, I jumped down in the hole and I killed myself. Okay, just kidding. I literally fell to my death. It was so stupid. But it was time to summon the wall of flesh. And I guess it didn't work. Why is that? Because I missed. Let's summon him again. And it missed again. Maybe this idiot can actually summon him this time. Yeah, come on. There you go. Good boy. Oh no, he's here. What are we going to do? I'm going to be honest, I was actually terrified when this dude spawned. It was so creepy looking. Well, at least I have a good bow with no accuracy. What the heck? But I kept fighting away, shooting, you know, glocking this man up. It was honestly so difficult. I kept coming back and back, and I was so surprised at how fast I was just going. And I was getting tired of these laser eyes too. I mean, they actually were killing me. This was definitely the hardest boss we fought. But we finally got like all those little like chomper dudes gone, and I was actually able to hit them. And I was doing some major damage, but these laser eyes were doing major damage to me. But that's okay, because obviously he gets to hurt me too. But he kept pushing us back, and I was honestly getting worried we were going to run out of the platform. And it did happen. This was our last platform. How are we supposed to fight him and also dodge? But this is where I'm about to die. And lucky for me, I left some hearts right there from when I fought someone else. And I had like a second regeneration. And so I kept dodging, trying to dodge, and also not die. Until we did it. Pushed our backs against the wall, and we shot one last time, and dang, dead. What an amazing job we did. We went inside and got some amazing loot. We got a new hammer. We got a freaking whip, a firecracker, and then we got a ranger album. I mean, I didn't really use any of those things except for the hammer, but you know, when we head back, we talked to this new guy, better than Cole. Glad Cole's dead, and glad I sacrificed him to the Underworld. He deserved it. I was getting tired of his act. But we went back over here because I wanted to see if we could finally destroy one of those altars. Because the hammer said we could. And we did just that. Bang! It is destroyed. But like we also face these things called wraths. They're pretty scary. They're like actual ghosts. I don't know. But we destroyed 2 more. And then because we destroyed those 2 more wraths came, and we got absolutely butt smacked. And yeah. And with that, the episode has come to an end. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's a little short one, but you know, that's just the luck of the draw what happened. Sorry about the sound not being here, but if you guys enjoyed this the voiceover and would rather see my videos like that, you know, please comment down below if you like that or whatever, you know. Just let me know. But thank you for guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.